Hello, today is November 16th, 2019. Let's go over our calls. We said Thursday night that we tested this upper level of the consolidation so many times that we should break higher at some point. Looked for a pattern with an early low. We said unless there was a big drop early, it tended to be a rally day with a high near the close. And here's what we said. We actually went higher than my resistance level, but resistance doesn't have to hold. Now, we're over the upper Bollinger Band on the weekly chart. You tend not to have huge rallies at that point. Doesn't mean you won't go higher, but it is a resistance area. It can also mark the end of the leg. Doesn't have to. You can just keep on climbing. But notice when you were way under it here, it marked the low. So it's a time to keep your antenna up. Until you reverse, you can't be certain that's the end of it. The only call MEJT had was we had a sell signal, but the target printed immediately. It did help, though, when we rallied here, the system said we retraced to the white lines, which we did. This is our count. We have A, we call this B, and if it is B, then this doesn't work for a top. But if B is moved over to here, you have C equals to A right at the high. That doesn't mean we have to stop there, but it means it's a candidate. And if we do stop there at Friday's high, you've got a great Fibonacci relationship. Now, I've been calling this overlapping and part of the consolidation. I got an email from someone who said he felt it was impulsive. I don't see it that way, but I have to admit it's possible to count it that way too. So we have to keep in the back of our mind that maybe this whole wave 2 completed and we're in impulsive wave 3. It's still too overlapping for me, but when you're doing these counts, you always have to keep your eraser handy. Here's your wave B. Excuse me, C. And if you look, C is exactly equal to A. So that's a common relationship, not the only relationship. But if we do stop at Friday's high, that's a beautiful pattern. Well, here's what I have. Monday's pattern has the early low. We could gap up first. We have a wall into the close and the Hobson close at the high of the day. Usually this rallies all day long with about 15 minutes left to trade. You were under all these highs. It's a negative pattern. We had a wall into the close. Buy at any price. Close at the absolute high. Tends not to be institutions who act that way. Wait till the end of the day, Friday, and say, get me in at any price. But when you're hitting all-time highs, it's only going to work half the time. If that really is the end, if this really is panic buying, it'll gap down sharply Monday, at least under this low and preferably under this one. And if so, it gives credence to the wave count with A equal to C. But I'm not certain the top's in until we undercut some prior lows. And that'll happen at least half the time. If we keep going up, then the whole Fibonacci relationship is ruined. Okay, so we'll say at least half the time we're going to gap down smartly at Monday's open. As I say, when you're hitting all-time highs, sometimes it's just the pattern reasserting itself. It's bullish. You rallied all day. It almost always follows through Monday. If we gap down instead of rallying, it's very negative. There should be more selling after the initial drop. The wave count's compatible with the up leg ending, but until we undercut prior lows, I'm not certain the rally's over. Bottom line is if, and that's in capital letters, if we gap down smartly Monday, then Friday's a good candidate for a top. Not the only candidate, but if we gap down, we've got some good fibs. We have exceeding the upper Bollinger Band on the weekly chart. We have put to call ratios showing excessive optimism by the usually wrong option players. So if we stop here, it makes a good picture. But until that happens, until we undercut prior lows, I'm not totally convinced the rally's over. But that's a pretty good candidate. We'll see what happens Monday, and that's my call.